Let's talk about constipation because it is not a minor problem, but a source of serious health consequences. Chronic constipation provokes inflammatory processes in the intestines, affects the condition of the skin, intensifies allergic reactions, accelerates the aging process, and makes you look tired and sick. Paleness, swelling, dark circles under the eyes. All of these are often associated with constipation. Added to this are brittle nails, dry and falling hair, and constant lethargy. An unfavorable environment is created in the intestines, in which various diseases, including cancer, can develop. Constipation directly contributes to hemorrhoids, varicose veins, and congestion in the pelvic organs in both women and men. This is a very serious problem. To avoid these unpleasant consequences and, on the contrary, enjoy the ease and pleasure of normal digestion, you need to pay attention to your diet. The first thing to completely eliminate from your diet is white flour products. Bread, rolls, cookies, pasta, dumplings, and the like. White flour slows down the intestines. Imagine fresh white bread. Squeeze the crumb in your hand. It is sticky and tacky because of the gluten. It behaves in exactly the same way in the intestines, slowing down digestion. If a person has poor digestion, gluten becomes particularly difficult to digest. Even with a good metabolism, you should not overuse such products. Ideally, exclude them completely so as not to overload the body. I also do not recommend yeast bread, as it often causes pain and discomfort in the intestines. Another product that is best limited if you are prone to constipation is rice. It is known for its binding effect and can aggravate the situation. The same applies to meat. I am not against meat products, they contain valuable heme iron and other important substances, but meat is a heavy food. In large quantities, it overloads the intestines, so it should be consumed in moderation and in lighter forms. For example, cutlets are easier to digest than a whole piece of meat. And if you are already constipated, it is better to temporarily give up meat dishes altogether to make it easier for your body to function. I would also like to warn against the constant use of laxatives. This is especially true for senna-based preparations. At first, they give quick results, but over time, the intestines stop responding to stimulation, and constipation becomes even more persistent. What really helps? First, water. Dehydration is one of the most common causes of bowel problems. The body literally squeezes moisture out of feces, making them dry and hard. Therefore, drinking regularly and sufficiently is the first step to a healthy intestine. It's easy to check. If your urine is light and almost transparent, you're drinking enough water. If it's dark and has an odor, you need to drink more. It's best to start the morning with warm water. It relaxes the sphincters of the digestive system, activates the stomach and intestines, and helps bile flow. You can drink in small portions, but in the end, it is advisable to drink at least half a liter in the morning, and preferably up to a liter. This will create a good supply of fluid for the day and help avoid constipation. The next key point is fiber, but not the powdered kind from the pharmacy, but natural fiber from vegetables and greens. Fruits are healthy, but they contain a lot of sugar, so the emphasis should be on vegetables. At the same time, it is essential to add vegetable oil to them. The oil should be fresh, unrefined, and have a short shelf life. It is best to store it in the refrigerator and use it generously. It stimulates bile secretion, which in turn has a mild laxative effect. Soaked dried fruits such as prunes, apricots, and dried apricots also work well. It is important to choose them without preservatives and without excessive processing. Real dried apricots are always dark, and prunes should not be too shiny or oily. Soak dried fruits together with nuts or seeds can be eaten in the morning, added to porridge or salads. This is a great way to gently stimulate peristalsis. However, it is not all about food and water. Stress, hormonal imbalances, and micronutrient deficiencies greatly affect bowel function. With hypothyroidism, for example, the body's overall energy decreases and the intestines work more slowly. The nervous system also plays a huge role. The vagus nerve, which controls the intestines, can be pinched at the base of the skull. This can cause constipation, heart palpitations, and chronic coughing. Working with this nerve and restoring the correct position of the skull bones can significantly improve digestion. In children, this is noticeable almost immediately, and in adults, Peristalsis increases right during manual therapy. Therefore, the approach to the problem of constipation should always be comprehensive. Nutrition, water, relaxation, stress management, and restoration of the body's functions as a whole. A simple but very effective exercise to stimulate bowel function. Food and water are extremely important, but without mechanical support, it can be difficult for the intestines to function properly. Imagine you have a dirty bag. You can pour water and detergent inside, but to clean the walls, you still need to shake it. The same thing happens with the intestines. The right foods help, but movement enhances the effect. The exercise is simple. You need to make circular movements with your hands on your stomach, clockwise, starting from the navel area and gradually expanding the spiral. You can do it with one hand, two hands at once, or enhance the effect by applying light pressure. To make the movements softer and deeper, use a little vegetable oil. Your palms will glide better, and it will be easier to massage your stomach. Over time, you will begin to feel lumps. They are usually located on the lower right, cecum, and left, sigmoid colon. In these areas, the movements can be performed more intensively. If the stool is hard, you can sometimes even feel the accumulation of fecal matter with your fingers. Active massage helps to wake up the intestines, improves blood circulation, and stimulates their natural functioning. The best time for this practice is in the evening. A good night's rest will give the body the opportunity to fully digest food, and in the morning, the stool will be lighter and more regular. The area around the navel should also be thoroughly worked on, gradually increasing the spiral. You can add another technique. Warm up the abdomen with your knuckles until you feel warmth. This takes a few minutes, but it noticeably activates internal processes. If you have more time, you can spend up to 15 to 20 minutes massaging, finding dense or painful areas and gently unwinding them. Over time, they will become softer and less sensitive, a sign that your intestines are starting to work better. Additionally, you can perform a bottom-up movement from the pelvic bones. It combines a light massage with a gentle lifting of the internal organs. It is important to remember that pain during massage indicates stagnation or mild inflammation, but regular practice, along with proper nutrition and sufficient water intake, will gradually eliminate these problems, and your stomach will become soft and comfortable. Movement is life not only for muscles and joints, but also for internal organs. When we move actively, nerve impulses from the muscles stimulate the intestines and other body systems. If the body is passive, the intestines work less efficiently. Therefore, it is important for health to combine several factors. Exclude foods that inhibit peristalsis, add more fiber and healthy oils, drink enough water, exercise regularly, and massage the abdomen. Then the intestines will function at full capacity. The body will become energetic, the skin and hair will receive all the necessary nutrients, and the body as a whole will remain young and healthy.